Good day. We are now in what we call constructivist theory. From the word construct, no? It holds that knowledge is shaped by social forces and influenced by culture and history. So it also believes that knowledge is gained as part of social experience and requires interaction and collaboration. Historical developments and social struggles is very important. This part of our topic is very important. It is very critical, my dear student, because fake news is everywhere. It is spread all throughout from the internet. And we cannot figure out if the information that we acquire is true or not. We need to be critical at all the times. We don't just simply dive in the comment section and we don't know the story. We just simply put a fallacious reasoning in order to defend our petty reasoning. No? We need to make use of this what we call constructivists. Okay? So in able to know the truth, no, you need to hear the people on how they able to deal with it, on the changes, no? The changes of development of the specific things that bears the truth. Okay? So for example, let's have historical developments. Okay? Why is it there is an historical developments? So for example, since we delve in this topic, we need to talk about Marcos and Aquino. No? Marcos versus Aquino. Why is it happening? No? During the rule of Marcos in the 1965 to 1986, no one will know about the history regarding about the black propaganda, because it was so happen in the 21 years there is an unchecked powers. No one able to check his powers during the time. No? But it doesn't mean to say that there is no interpolation in the middle of his reigning, no? In the middle of the reigning of his presidency, there is still some historians able to delve in the history regarding about that one. But they were afraid to show the information to the public because their life is at stake during that time. So this is the historical development that happened after the 1986. Okay, so we need to clear about all of these things. We need to construct. So many people believe, why is it during the administration of Cory Aquino, when he replaced Marcos after 1986, the economy went down. The economy dropped heavily to the ground. But if you try to search it more deeply in the historical developments, when Marcos leave the Philippines in 1986, he left no money in the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Zero balance ang Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So, I don't have any idea why do people easily jump into conclusion that during Aquino in 1986, the economy went down. How can she able to finance the economy if his predecessor left no money in the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which is the treasury of the Philippine Republic? So always think of that though, no? So that is the reason why Aquino passed a law that could sold all those public amenities and facilities to the private, because she had no budget during the time. If you are the president during that time, you have no option to choose but to sell those facilities. So what happened is they have additional budget but it is not enough. So if you are Cory Aquino during the time, your predecessor left no money in the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, what you are going to do, you need to borrow again. So that what makes the debt of the Philippine Republic doubled during 1986, because that is the reason why. So every time if there is an event, my dear student, you need to make use, you need to be critical at all times, no? You don't just simply jump into conclusion on why is this it happens. You need to know more about it, no? You need to delve more about it, no? Okay? 21 years of unchecked powers, no one believed it because no one could say it because all media were black, no? And all the information were getting out of hand, no? Nanggawas na, wala lang makakontrol, my dear student, no? So that is the reason why, no? So history are being constructed, no? But it makes sense all of us today. That I don't want to blame people here. I don't want to blame people. I just want to be unbiased because in the year when Cory Aquino became president, she had also a fair share of desperation and corruption during the time, no? But instead of corruption, it is more on abuse of power, the same like Marcos. So for example, in Cory Aquino's time, the main problem of Cory Aquino's administration is the problem of Hacienda Luisita, no? Which is many farmers affected during the time. Many farmers got killed because Cory Aquino, in the first year of her administration, she promised that she will distribute the land, including the land in Tarlac, which is the Hacienda Luisita. But after several months of presidency, she could not able to release, no, the good news or updates to the farmers. So what happened is the farmers, they protested in the DA, the Department of Agriculture, but their sentiments were not able to raise. So they decided to move to the nearby Malacanang. As they're about to go there, pa sila kaabot, nasa sa Minjola. So mo na, one of the constabulary accidentally trigger the gun and then it shoot one of the farmers and then nagkasunod-sunod na, no? Na siya chain reaction. So dahil nangamatay ng mga farmers. So those are the problems during Aquino's time. My dear student, if you want to know the truth, no? If you want to know the truth, I hate to say this, but since I am your teacher, I need to educate you about this. If you want to know the truth, you need to remove biases. Because people are being biased because they are only focusing on one thing. To tell you honestly, my dear student, way back when I was in high school, I am a pro Marcos. I love Marcos because I don't have any idea yet what is happened on the other side of the story of the opposition. No? I'm a pro Marcos. I believe that Marcos is good when I was at high school. No? When my years started to progress, I need also to study the other side of the coin. No? But when I got in third year high school, I was able to realize how fool I am. For so many years believing all of these things, like the Taliano gold, like Vatican gold, if you heard all of those things, those are made up. Those are all myths. Those are not true. No? We all know that during Marcos' times, there are plenty of buildings he built. But the sad story is, those money being financed in building those establishments are a product of corruption, which is only the crony or the friend of Marcos benefited from it. And it is a byproduct of debt, utang to my dear student, no? And then the percentage of the financing of creating those buildings came from a war veteran fund, meaning gikuha ang kwarta gikan sa mga veterano. Instead, the money will go to the veterans, wala siya naabot sa mga veterano. Okay? So we need these historical developments will able to realize that we are fooled. We are being fooled, no? But I'm not saying, my dear student, that I'm not also go against by the decision of the president during the time, because I want to be unbiased to you. Marcos is good, no? But there is a very bad execution. That is the main problem. If I'm your teacher in economics, I will dive to you this one deeply because I can present to you the specific data on why is it the economy in the 1973 is not good, which is still the presidency of Marcos. I hate to say this to you, but as philosophy teacher, we need to determine the truth, my dear student. We need to fight for the truth. No? We need to remove biases. When remove biases, my dear student, we're able to know the truth. How can we able to know the other side of the coin? If we able to raise our pride, if we're able to raise our pride for these biases. No? Even the question, why is it the Marcos not convicted? No? I can able to answer all of those. No? What is the proof? Why is it Marcos is corrupt? No? Inanang mga question by the student. No? So mo nang nitakol ta ni Cory Aquino para dili sa babayas ninyo. Natong giingon nga naa sa issue, nasa corruption during silang time, no? So those na siya answer, no? So for example, this is historical developments. During the 21 years of unchecked powers, we did not able to know what happened to the finances of the Marcos regime. But after 1986, we able to know about it because there is an evidence that their account was being transacted and wired in the Swiss bank. If you may ask, why is it they have billions of money, and when they check the SALN, the statement of assets and liabilities networks, their income per year is only $305,000. But why is it is not congruent to their money in the Swiss bank, which is $20 billion? That is questionable. No? When one of the historians interview Imelda Marcos, they said that the main source of their wealth is Italiano gold. And when I read the Blair and Robertson, which is 24 volumes, Blair and Robertson is a very old book from 14th century to 18th century. They record everything that family that exists during the antiquity. There's no such thing as Italiano gold exists. There is Italiano family exists, but there is no such thing as gold. And Italiano has nothing to do with the Marcos. 305,000 per year, which is very not congruent to $20 billion. So that is the source, no? So where do they get those? From illegal transaction and commission coming from the buildings. So those are the main sources of it, no? So why they able to shop millions of dollars? No, if you try to study their salary during that time, it is very low, and they don't have business. They don't have investment. In 1965 to 1986, they don't have investment. So it raises the question in the historical developments, and why is it this family never get convicted? How can you convict a person if the person is already dead in 1989? How can you able to convict Imelda Marcos if their money that being robbed is 50 million, more than 50 million? Because way back 1991, before 1991, or way back before 1990, the lowest, the maximum money that maximum stolen money before you will convicted is only $50 million, 50 million pesos. But the problem here, there is a loophole, because the stolen money is $20 billion, which is not covered in the 50 million pesos maximum stolen money in the penal code of our Philippine Constitution during that time. So mo na mo mapriso. 50 billion man ang maximum. So bago ra na napasarang balaod nga binilyo ng kawat, pwede na mapriso mo the student. Another reason is Estelito Mendoza. In the historical events, historical development of constructing, they don't have any idea why is it they get able to get rid out of the justice system is because Estelito Mendoza. Estelito Mendoza is one of the highest official in the judiciary system who plays the judiciary system when Marcos get convicted. no? Unya ang mga appointees pa gyud puros pro Marcos. So which means the justice system is full of Marcos. I hate to say this to you, but it has something to do with constructivists, because the people, they try to reconstruct the history. They try to distort the history. Always remember, my dear student, even if my President Lacson was not able to win in the May election, I'm a pro Lacson, no? So which means I said to you that I gain no benefit from it because I'm not Lenny, nor I am not BBM, no? My Lacson as a president was not able to win during that time, but I'm still hoping that this current president able to uplift our economy. So which means, generally speaking, I still support the current administration because my what we call this, my end goal is for my country. If your end goal is for your country, you are thinking of the country itself, not always by the leader, no? Kaya uban man gud ang end goal nila basta makadaog ilang president, okay na. Daog na, okay na, okay. Man na. Always think that your end goal is for your country. If your mindset is for your country, whether you like it or not, whether you're the president who sit in the throne of presidency is not your bet or not, you can still support that one, because in the end, your end goal is for your country. I hope everybody could understand. This is an unbiased discussion to you. I hate to say this to you. This is sound offending, but it seems that a lots of information, no, there's an increasing information. There's an alarming population of Filipino believe in fake news, and always take note, my dear student. There are plenty of conspiracy theory that being uploaded in the YouTube, and Filipino is more on a visual learner. They love YouTube. They don't want to read because it is time for them to read. They more on watching videos, and these videos is more enticing to them. That is why they easily get to believe in it. But be careful, not all the information, once it is on the YouTube, it is well content and well spliced videos. So we need to read books, and books, no? Okay? That is the reason why, no? So by the time sa Imelda pisuhon na ta, dili ang rason kay tiguwang na. So this is an act of clemency. Wa na siya gipriso kay tiguwang na. Pero kung nakalakaw naman, joke. Okay? So no offense, my dear student. Always remember, this is an educational purposes. No? I'm delivering this to you because fake news is very rampant. No? Many Filipinos believe, even the young minds. This is very alarming to us, my dear student. We need to understand that the sole purpose of a social studies teacher is to educate his student on how to validate and how to check the credibility of the information, whether it is true or not. No? If you can throw a question to me regarding about this issue, you may ask to me privately, or maybe you can ask this during the class. I am happy to answer all of these questions. So I hope I able to answer all of your doubts regarding about this, because other people are trying to reconstruct the history. No? Okay? So the knowledge is gained as part of social experience. No? It is not a requirement that you were not born that time, you will not know the past. No? So for example, another example of constructivists is during our elementary, our history teacher teach us a very simple way to approach so that the student can able to easily understand the context of the Battle of Mactan. No? So for example, ningon si teacher, the one who killed Magellan is Lapu-Lapu. That is elementary approach, but it doesn't mean to say that it is not correct. The approach is simple. The approach is very simple to understand. No, but by the time you when you reach college, the approach is different. The reasoning is very abstract. No, especially if you are social science student. No, your professor will said the one who killed Magellan is not Lapu-Lapu. It is one of the Lapu-Lapu's men. No? Because in a real battle, in reality, you don't need to search for the main villain. Di na ka mamili og kontra. Kung kasi mo sugatan mo, gito mo kontra. So that is the reason. But it doesn't mean to say that your elementary teacher is not committed mistake, but what he did is a very simple and very approachable that could easily understand his pupil, because bata man, pupil ang tawag, no? So you try to learn from it, my dear student. Okay? So specific na siya. So reconstruction, no? So there is a constructing due to the social experience, no? And why is it requires interaction and collaboration? Because with the use of interaction and collaboration, we able to know the truth, no? Mao nang application sa constructivist theory is very broad, because kinahanglan siya i-debate, no? So, for example, wa day nangawat ana, kung i-debate ni balan ay, so meaning ang iyang knowledge is kuwangan, no? Wa may nakigdebate niya, no? So kung dapat na yung makigdebate niya para mahibalan gyud unsa ba tinuod ba gyud day, no? And debate was also supplemented with research, no? You cannot able to defend it without researching it. You need to research, no? But always remember, if you don't know the information, my dear student, you need to admit that the information that you are getting is not you cannot say it is not true. You can simply say, admit, I am ignorant of the information that I am getting. Muna ningon si Socrates, mutugan jud kag ignorante ka kung wa ka balo. So meaning, did you simply dive into a topic if you don't know the fact behind it? So that is the story of Socrates. No? So historical developments trying to change our history, well, in fact, we need more study, educating ourselves on how to measure the credibility of the information. Okay? Okay. Okay, so the next one is, I will transfer to you to another part. Thank you. This is the end of constructivist theory.